When I'm asked to write an explicit rule to find the nth term of a sequence, the first thing I really need to know is, am I dealing with a geometric sequence or am I dealing with an arithmetic sequence? And so the way I find out is to just look and see, is my numbers or my pattern, is it changing by the same amount every time, or is it being multiplied by the same amount every time? And so when I look at this, I can see that my pattern is I'm going up by the same amount every single time. So this is an arithmetic sequence. I need to find my common difference. How much am I going by every time? And this one's a pretty easy one to see, but the way that I do it is normally to subtract the second term minus the first term. Since my first and second term have a positive and a negative, I'm actually going to use some later terms. So 15 minus 8 equals 7. So my common difference is 7. Now I have two options here. I'm going to first just label what my terms are. So this is my first term, my second term, my third term, and my fourth term. I can either use my stat edit and put these terms in to my stat edit just like this, and it will give me my explicit rule. It would be a stat calc 4 because I have a constant rate of change, or I could just count backwards, follow the pattern backwards to get to my y-intercept or my 0 term in my table. And so that's what I'm going to do. So what we've been doing here is we've been going, if I go backwards, I'm going backwards 7 or negative 7. So right here, negative 6 minus 7 more would take me to negative 13. So what I now have is a y-intercept and my rate of change. So I have enough to go ahead and write my explicit rule. And my explicit rule is y, well, let's actually write this as a sequence. So to find the nth term of my sequence, I take my y-intercept of negative 13 and I add 7 times n, and that's my answer.